Hey, Browns fans, stay tuned, because what's happening right now could completely change the course of the franchise. The latest news is shaking not just the team, but the entire NFL landscape. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest updates on the Cleveland Browns. And to not miss anything, turn on the notifications. Hey, Browns fans, today's news is shaking up the entire NFL, and I know you're eager to find out what the big news is. What seemed like just another off-season is turning into a true sports earthquake in Cleveland. The Browns front office is considering a drastic and bold move: the possible trade of three key quarterbacks on the roster: Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and the veteran Joe Flacco. That's right, three names that, each in their own way, represent the present, future, and experience for the team, are now being speculated as trade pieces in the market. Let's start with Dillon Gabriel, a young quarterback who had been seen as one of the franchise's big bets. His combination of mobility, field vision, and a strong arm fueled the dreams of many fans who envisioned him as the leader of a new era in Cleveland. However, rumors indicate that the front office no longer sees Gabriel as untouchable. The feeling is that perhaps the player still needs more time to mature, or, who knows, could bring more value being traded for pieces that meet more immediate needs of the roster. Then there's Shedeur Sanders, a surname that needs no introduction. Son of the legendary Deion Sanders, he arrived in the NFL surrounded by expectations and quickly drew attention not only because of his famous name, but also because of the undeniable talent he demonstrated during his college career at Colorado. Sanders shows a striking field presence, natural leadership, and the potential to become an elite quarterback. Of course, this sparks the interest of several franchises, even more now that the Browns seem willing to listen to offers. For many analysts, this could be a rare opportunity to acquire a quarterback with pedigree and a great margin for growth. And finally, Joe Flacco, a true veteran of war in the NFL, a Super Bowl champion with years of experience leading offenses and facing all sorts of situations on the field. In Cleveland, Flacco had been playing an essential role as a mentor for the younger players, as well as being a safe option for emergency situations. However, with the Browns looking to adjust their salary cap and give more space to the youth, the veteran quarterback's departure is gaining momentum as a strategic decision, both from a sporting and financial standpoint. But what motivates such a bold move? The answer isn't simple, but we can analyze a few possibilities. Cleveland may be eyeing a tactical repositioning, looking for quarterbacks with specific characteristics that better fit the team's offensive scheme. Another possibility is the intention to accumulate valuable draft picks, opening up space to invest in other needy positions, or even to move up in the search for a quarterback they consider ideal for the future. There is also the hypothesis that the front office has concluded that although Gabriel, Sanders, and Flacco are good players, none of them is the definitive solution to take the Browns to the long-dreamed title. In that case, trading pieces would be a strategic bet, aiming at the medium and long term, even if it carries some risk in the present. Naturally, this news already causes a mix of feelings among fans: excitement about the possibility of renewal, but also apprehension about the team's immediate future. After all, messing with the quarterback position is undoubtedly altering the heart of the team. Few decisions in football have as profound an impact as a trade in that sector. Moreover, it's important to consider the domino effect these possible trades could generate throughout the NFL. Several teams are watching and keeping an eye on these moves. Franchises like the New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, and even traditional teams like the Patriots could emerge as possible destinations for Gabriel or Sanders, whether to assume the starting role or to add depth and quality to the roster. In Flacco's case, his experienced profile might be exactly what teams aiming for a leadership presence in the locker room or a reliable alternative in case of need are looking for. From a technical standpoint, the Browns' situation is, at the very least, interesting. The team has important pieces like Nick Chubb in the running game, Amari Cooper among the receivers, and a solid offensive line. However, Instability at the quarterback position has been an obstacle preventing the team from reaching its true potential, especially after Deshaun Watson's difficulties, marked by injuries and disciplinary issues which have generated uncertainties and forced the search for alternatives. In this context, the current attempt to reorganize the quarterback group can be interpreted as a search for stability, efficiency, and, above all, a new path that could finally lead the Browns to consistently compete for titles. But it's necessary to consider. Any move of this magnitude involves considerable risks. Letting go of young talents like Gabriel and Sanders could turn out to be a mistake if they explode in other franchises. At the same time, keeping players whom the coaching staff no longer fully trusts might delay the team's evolution. The kind of dilemma that separates mediocre teams from great champions. The ability to make bold decisions at the right time and with conviction. The history of the Cleveland franchise teaches us that resilience is one of its greatest virtues. Since its foundation, through the rebirth in the 1990s and even the recent competitive rise, the Browns have always been willing to reinvent themselves, even if it meant facing criticism and controversy. Now, once again, the team seems ready to write a new chapter in its history, betting on boldness as a tool to build a more promising future. The coming days will be decisive. The transfer window and the proximity of the draft could accelerate these moves, and everything indicates that the Browns are not willing to stand still, watching their rivals strengthen. On the contrary, the franchise is giving clear signs that it wants to be a protagonist, shaping its roster with strategic moves that could pave the way for a victorious season, maybe even an unexpected run towards the Super Bowl. The fact is that, regardless of the outcome of these negotiations, Browns fans need to maintain the confidence and passion that have always characterized them. The front office is working hard to build an even more competitive team, and the support of the fans will be fundamental to get through this period of changes. Now, we want to know, what's your opinion about this possible overhaul? Do you think the Browns are making the right decision by considering these trades, or do you believe it would be better to keep the current core and bet on internal development? Leave your opinion. Join this discussion that's moving not only Cleveland, but the entire NFL. One thing is certain. The Cleveland Browns are not sitting idly by. They are moving, planning, and who knows, taking a decisive step toward the top. Stay tuned, because this story still promises many emotions and twists. The season has barely started, and the Browns are already showing that they're willing to do whatever it takes to build a winning future.